Hello. So, I got guided to use this deck, okay, and this deck, and this one, okay. So, hello, I'm Christina. I always forget I don't introduce myself. Spiritual Bloom. Maybe what you might be doing if you're seeing these readings. Ooh, look at it. We got the Four of Wands starting out. Okay, so that's cool. You could be focusing on the structure within your environment, your home, your relationships, your family, and your community. And you could be, opening yourself up to balanced partnerships and relationships. We got the twin flame dynamic going on. And the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so you could have been doing a lot of work in different ways and, really maturing, grounding yourself, growing in different areas. And you could be getting to a sense of contentment within your work, but also like ready for shifts and changes to occur based on the work that you have put in. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords right here. You could be really kind of preparing yourself, anticipating different, action that you're meant to be taking, and you could be really kind of padding this all out mentally. Look at the Six of Pentacles. You could be receiving from others in a way that you are also giving, and you could be feeling, there's a balance that's coming in. And we got the Knight of Cups. Be really kind of open to with the discernment that you've had, allowing for yourself, for your heart to lead the way at this time, okay? And really feel confident within the actions that you're taking. I just took this sweater off, and there's all this, like, lint or whatever on my shirt. I don't know if it's lint. Fibers. But yeah, there's, the Knight of Cups right now is leading the way, okay? So yeah, somebody could be really content with their emotional understanding and what type of messages they're wanting to express. Ooh, we have the Queen, or the Two of Swords. And what's funny is when I saw the Queen of Swords earlier, I thought it was the Two of Swords. So it could be that you are facing some type of difficult choice in certain ways, but you could be having a greater discernment. With what action that you're meant to be taking and which direction you're supposed to be leading yourself. So there could be this shift in direction that you are embarking upon, okay? And with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, you could be really feeling like you're knowing where you're wanting to lead and dedicate yourself to, okay? You could be recognizing that what you're, focused on is new abundant beginning. With the Eight of Pentacles coming in right here, you could be really, like I said, moving from the Seven of Pentacles, now having the Ace of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles. It's like there's, what it is that you're, focusing on at this point. You could be recognizing that you are, able and masterful within your skill and your ability to embark upon this and embrace this more intentionally. But you could be feeling like it's a true gift, and you could be wanting to do your part with what it is that you could be forming and creating within it. Okay, we have the title card and the King of Swords. So this is the Chariot, but it's the title of the deck as well. So you could be kind of, really recognizing what you want your life to entail, what you want to embody within yourself, and, what your, true passion is, where you're, let me see, like, bringing everything into form in a way that you are more intentionally, taking action within what is meant to be embraced and what you're needing to release, okay? With the King of Swords, there's this true alignment, and it looks like he's kind of like plunging the sword into the ground in a certain way, so, and with the bird up top, I'm not sure if that's an owl or a crow, but it looks like a raven. Anyway, you could be really kind of getting into alignment with the spiritual awareness that you have and taking action in a way that is transformative, but also, kind of like setting the tone and, let me see, like basically knowing what action you're meant to be taking in order to embody what it is that you're desiring of. Okay. Oh my God. These cards. Okay. Let's see. All right. We got the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups. Okay. So you could be recognizing, you know, a true desired emotional expression. You know, what it is and, you know, where you're wanting to lead yourself with this, okay? You could be getting to a position where you're presenting yourself and embarking upon what it is that you're, you know, truly desiring of receiving. You could have been restricting yourself from, you know, more emotionally connected or nurturing relationship dynamics. And at this point, you could be really having a true passion to move forward towards this, feeling like this is, you know, possibly like a something that something that has really rekindled or fueled you in a way to feel that you're wanting to achieve this. Okay, yeah, we got the Six of Swords and the Strength, so you could be moving forward confidently with you know, greater recognition of your own strengths and you know, taking the action upon yourself to get where it is that you're desiring to be. All right, we got the Queen of Swords, 6633 and 4949 could be relevant. The numbers right here are 6633, but right before I started I saw 4949, and then before that it was 234. So if you look those up, they could be relevant, but 234 is like sequential, you know, you're going in a certain direction and, you know, adding upon, anyway. But yeah, so you could be using a discernment when it comes to what type of partnership and relationship dynamic you're wanting to build within. And instead of opening yourself up to a situation where you can see or foresee more heartbreak or pain, you could be knowing that you're, you know, really only wanting to lead yourself in a way where you know that your energetic expression is being mirrored or, you know, returned back to you in different ways. The Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So, before I get on to this part, this card's reminding me of something, where it's like you could be recognizing that you can get along with different people, no problem, whatever, but there could be this lack of reciprocal connectivity that you're feeling, you know? So it's like you could be, you know, in relationships and uplifting others and, you know, fulfilling whatever it is for other people, but when it comes to your own needs and desires, there could be this lack or kind of blockade or wall, or, you know, like, I guess lack would be, you know, the most relevant choice, you know, where regardless of what these other people are bringing into your energy, it might not be substantial in comparison to what you could be, you know, opening yourself up with, like, full force, you know. So it's like there's this, you know, maybe like surface level type of dynamic that could have been achieved previously, but at this point you could be wanting to dive into a deeper depth of compatibility and contentment. Okay, but at this point with the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, you could be really content within your own energy and what it is that you've built and formed. You could be grounded with, you know, a greater sense of worth and understanding, you know, being able to nurture yourself in the way that you are desiring of as well. But you could be, you know, kind of recognizing that, you know, you're wanting to open yourself up to situations where that true fulfillment can be achieved, instead of, you know, it's almost like you'd rather be alone than with the wrong person type of thing, you know. But that's the energy I'm getting out of this right now. Because when I saw that picture, it just kind of reminded me of this situation or whatever, situations. And it was like a flashback almost. Anyway, but yeah, so you could be having a greater sense of contentment within yourself, and what it is that you bring into a situation, and, you know, no longer wanting to open yourself up to situations that you feel would be, you know, taking away or detrimental. Okay. Yeah, you've gone through, you know, navigated through different illusionary scenarios, and you could have come out transformed, really recognizing what it is that is important to you. Okay, we have the Hermit right here. You know, you could have gone within and really figured out what you feel is truly meaningful and are allowing for that to lead you, instead of, you know, focusing purely on illusionary dynamics. Okay, so you could you could have navigated your way through different situations and really kind of prepared yourself for, you know, the action that you're meant to be taking when it comes to the plans that you're desiring, and creating a more solid foundation for yourself. And you know, you could be feeling that once you assert yourself intentionally towards what it is that you're desiring of, you could be really moving forward towards, you know, your long-term goals in a way that is, you know, not just something that you're reliant upon yourself within, but also embracing those relationships that go along with it. Okay, you could be, you know, that's funny. I was gonna say leading yourself away from third parties, but then the devil came out. So yeah, you could be definitely leading yourself away. Like the image right here, he's taken off with a quickness right here from toxic and unhealthy relationship dynamic and third-party situations. Okay, so somebody could be finding their way away from unhealthy bonds. Okay, and yeah, no longer allowing for situations that are, you know, truly undesired, or, you know, take you back to what it is that you've already had before that wasn't fulfilling. Okay, and you could be in a position where you are staying true to yourself and what your, you know, desires are, and you could be kind of sheltering yourself from the outlook of loss, knowing that this is something that you've been putting your work and efforts into, based on the desire for true fulfillment, instead of settling for a situation where you're feeling that is lacking or that you're missing out. Okay. All right. We got the High Priestess right here and the King of Pentacles. So you could be really knowing, as you follow your intuition and your guidance that you have within you, that you're leading yourself to a more stable position, and wow, bringing major changes into your life with a brand new beginning, you know, clearing out old cycles and getting to a position, wow, where you can really, we got the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. You know, you can be getting to a position where you're really ready to embark upon, you know, expressing your truth and, you know, moving forward into the next chapter. You could be feeling that you're, you know, moving in a way that's leading you towards fulfilled wishes, and you know, really being true and authentic within your own emotional expression. Oh, look at that. Just keep saying the same thing. We got the Magician and the Four of Swords. Okay, so yeah, you could be moving forward and really manifesting your desires with a more healed outlook. Okay, no longer focused on, you know, the pain and difficulty of the past, but opening yourself up to a new future scenario that you are more intentionally creating within, instead of dealing with situations where you feel you're having to, like, kind of pick up the pieces. Okay. Wow, we got the Sun, the Fool, and the Ace of Swords. Wow. So instead of the Fool just leading, you know, whimsically into a new beginning, you could have a, you know, a greater truth, you know, in order, you know, allowing yourself to take action in a more carefree way, and have a truly positive outlook instead, you know, towards the outcome, instead of you know, how you may have been holding yourself back previously based on not seeing the possibilities like kind of opening themselves up, I guess, to you, right? We got the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands. Cool. So you can be knowing that, you know, as you lead yourself forward towards this true desired, you know, structural situation where it's, you know, formed fully and, you know, something that you can, you know, be dependent upon or depend on, right? You can devote yourself to. You can be recognizing that you're leading yourself into the success that you could really persevere within and dedicate yourself to. We got the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups. So you could be moving forward towards a, you know, soul connection that's leading you towards emotional fulfillment or spirit connection. I just noticed, or I learned today that I don't know how deep I can get into this. But there's like a difference between the soul and the spirit, where the soul is, you know, personality, yada yada, but the spirit is the true connection to, you know, source or whatever. So, and that might not be in like every religion or whatever the case is, but that was a distinguishing factor I found out today. So yeah, somebody could be really kind of aligned, feeling more spiritually aligned, okay, but also kind of recognizing, you know, soulmate connectivity, okay. So I'm not sure how long I'm gonna hold on to that because it makes my readings confusing, but it's something. Anyway, so yeah, somebody could be feeling like they're, you know, rejuvenated, healing their inner child wounds, getting to a more joyous and innocent state of mind. You could be really feeling, like I said, emotionally fulfilled, and that there is something to, you know, that they can move forward towards true celebration, okay? Somebody could be recognizing that they are receiving the cooperation that they need when it comes to challenges or situations that are bringing anxiety near them, okay, or into their, you know, energy field, all right? But at this point, when somebody moves forward with their desired expression, they could be, you know, recognizing that they're moving into a true balance with justice in their life, okay? We got this burning truth right here and balancing the scales, you know. So there could have been this kind of what's that term, dang it, what's it called, like purification by fire or something. I don't know, that's probably like a little harsh sounding, but like somebody could have navigated through what had seemed, you know, like major difficulty, but they could be coming out of the situation much more aligned in a way where they are recognizing the truths without having them be let me see, kind of altered by misconception, okay? So, ooh, look at that. You got the Ace of Cups right here, the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, you could be feeling that you're moving forward towards a greater sense of emotional fulfillment and really creating this within your life. There's just a need for you to take action and kind of make more loving choices instead of choices out of fear. And as you do so, you could be recognizing that you are not only, you know, receiving from the work that you've put in, but you're also getting to a position where you're receiving what is truly meant for you, okay? We got the High Priestess right here. You're not the High Priestess, the Empress. Okay. And you could be recognizing that you're wanting to, you know, kind of surrender yourself into this situation, knowing the worth of aligning with your higher self and making plans accordingly, okay? You could be, you know, feeling that you've educated yourself in order to navigate through conflict and closing out cycles of negativity and moving forward towards what you feel is a true wish come true and staying secure within that. Okay, we got the Ace of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Judgment card. How cute. So, yeah, you could be having a greater sense of passion moving forward into a, you know, relationship dynamic that you can feel truly devoted with and feel that you're moving into, you know, true alignment within yourself and, you know, the awarenesses and the awakenings that you've gone through. Okay? All right. Let's find out some more, I guess. This is going to be, maybe I'll mix these two together. They're the same size. I don't, well, maybe. Okay. Shit. Yeah, somebody could be wanting to move forward independently with their own truth. Okay. I don't know if I can shuffle these. Oh, man. Okay. Somebody could be really not wanting to allow for others to be taking away from what they, you know, what they're knowing their truth is. Okay. They can be moving forward with passion. And we're just gonna put these on the bottom. Okay, so let's see. Hello. Ooh, okay, so we got Sneaky Link in reverse. Somebody could be wanting to kind of take action more openly with something that they're desiring of, that they could have been keeping low-key. Ooh, we got Fortune. Fraud in reverse. Nice. Okay, so somebody could be really recognizing what's true and opening themselves up. They could be recognizing that they're moving forward towards a situation they can be, you know, reliant on, okay? And somebody could be really navigating through different illusionary situations. Did I say what did I just say? Situations? I don't know if I said that. Anyway, somebody could be leading themselves through illusionary situations and really kind of having a greater awareness of these truths as they navigate through. They could be feeling, you know, really kind of illuminated, okay? They could be recognizing who is truly with them, guiding them and supporting them. And this could be in spirit or just in their life in general, okay? But somebody could be feeling like they're moving forward towards a truly supported dynamic. Okay. And we got masculine pride and toxic masculinity in reverse. Okay. So that's cool. Let me put that over here. This over here. Okay. All right. So yeah, somebody could be recognizing inauthentic people that are, you know, showering them with energy for their own personal gain. Okay, and somebody could be, you know, recognizing this at this point and taking action, fast action to progress forward. Okay, they're no longer wanting to wait, and they could be receiving the evidence or the receipts that they need about a potential, you know, friend, ally, and confidant. And they could be wanting to shift and change, recognizing that they could have been focused on lustful dynamics in excess, okay? And at this point, they're wanting to create some type of agreement or have a commitment when it comes to an irreplaceable person in their life, okay? Somebody who's playing an essential role, all right? And is really kind of drawing and attracting them, okay? So somebody could be wanting to, like I was saying earlier with the Sneaky Link in reverse, somebody could be wanting to, you know, be open with what their desired relationship is. And there could be this type of like awareness that somebody can no longer hide the truth of what it is that they're feeling, okay? Somebody could be really recognizing how they're missing someone, they're not wanting to be toxic, in certain ways. They could be, you know, releasing themselves from prideful behavior. And they could be recognizing certain irrational behavior based on addictions or addictive behavior, and acting with urgency, okay? So, or out of like distress. So somebody could be, you know, kind of wanting to take more intentional action towards what it is that they're desiring of, instead of, you know, acting in a way that is reactive, okay? All right, we got truth right here. And honeymoon, okay, feeling all the feels, love on the brain. So somebody could be recognizing a certain truth that they have within them, and they could be feeling regretful or remorseful. They could have kind of blocked this situation previously, or separated themselves in some type of way, or they could be more intentionally doing so at this time to navigate towards what they're desiring of. Okay, so somebody's ready for a relationship. Okay, they could have been recognizing that there were people who were falsifying themselves, deceptive, and had the intention to, you know, harm or hurt their situation. Okay. Somebody could be feeling that they're, you know, a little bit lost, or they were a little bit lost, and had, you know, been dealing with negative intentions towards others, but at this point they're wanting to kind of be more reliable and determined when it comes to what it is that they are desiring to express in a loving way. Okay, so they could be really wanting to be more intentional with their, you know, loving expression, instead of you know, continue on with how they had behaved previously when they were getting off track. Okay. I'm like hearing it. Okay, oops. Ooh. It's funny how these channels work for me, I guess. Like, it doesn't really seem like I'm doing anything. But because of how I'd like practice to get in tune with my intuitive awareness of truth, it's just like this like background noise that I have to just like end up saying the words, you know? So anyway, that's me. Hello. So yeah, so I just kept hearing it until I said it, you know? So anyway, somebody could be feeling that same way as well, kind of recognizing that they're needing to take action with a certain truth of theirs, okay? We have obsession right here. Somebody could be looking at you like you're a snack, okay? But they're wanting to purify their situation and cleanse or detox and remove negativity and lustful awarenesses, okay? They're wanting to move forward in a way that is sweet, compassionate, and innocent. And they could be feeling, you know, desire for a true union where they can be feeling aligned within themselves and their true expression. They could be recognizing that there were karmic situations, third-party relationships or lessons that were leaving them feeling unhinged or unstable. Okay. And at this point, they could be really wanting to spill the beans. They could be wanting to reveal their secret and or secrets and let the cat out of the bag. Okay. They could be having a lot of passion at this time, and they could be wanting to be, you know, live in the moment and express themselves more intentionally. Okay. It says today, but you know, take it how it resonates. But somebody could be creating a balance and really allowing for themselves to mend and heal from certain difficulty. They're moving forward towards intentional recovery. And they could be recognizing how there may be other people whose attention could be on them that would be nosy, spreading rumors or gossiping, okay? So they could be wanting to get to a more comfortable position within themselves in order to kind of lead forward with the best foot forward. Okay. So yeah, somebody could be dealing with situations that are leaving them feeling weighed down or, you know, bound to situations. Okay. They could be wanting to be more optimistic and liberate themselves. Okay. They could be wanting to take action in a way that is, you know, taking action within their spiritual awareness. And they could be wanting to get out of different situations, taking the lead, being assertive, and, you know, really kind of removing themselves from superficial or pretentious behavior and mentalities. Okay. All right. They could be feeling inspired in a way that is, you know, it's like somebody could have had some type of aha moment. They could be utilizing their imagination and wanting to be, you know, creative with what it is that they're embarking upon. Okay. They could be creating a balance when it comes to third-party projections upon them. Okay. Like other people's, like I was saying, negative outlooks. And they could be taking on, like I was saying before, a leadership role in the situation, being much more optimistic, hopeful, and feeling that they're moving forward towards, you know, a true desired wish. All right. There could have been an awareness of, you know, focusing on surface pleasures, but at this point, somebody's wanting to pay attention to what their, you know, long-term investments would be, you know, what their, you know, long haul type of energy would be, you know, where they should be focused and what they should be doing within this. Okay. Somebody's wanting to be practical and prudent, ambitious and disciplined. Okay. And they could be recognizing that they will be having certain level ups when it comes to, you know, taking action in this way that could be leading them to, you know, gains and increase and higher spiritual ranking. Okay. So somebody could be aligning themselves much more easily and intentionally with their own spiritual awareness, okay? And they could be, you know, really building their confidence to a much greater level. All right, look at that. Oh, we got the Divine Masculine and Ascending right here, okay? So somebody could be really elevating in a way where they're taking authority within themselves and their actions, moving forward and receiving what they feel is a gift. Right. And they could be, you know, really feeling that they're wanting to move forward towards romance and passion, wine and dine in the situation. Whoops. All right. And they could be creating a balance as they level up and ascend, really kind of embodying their true divinity. Okay. And being more aware of the truth that they had been possibly disregarding previously. Okay. Alright, this one jumped on top of that one, so let's see what it says. So there could have been some type of copycat situation that somebody, you know, could be recognizing was some type of setup, alright? I'm not sure exactly what that would be, but, like, it was reminding me of, like, The Little Mermaid, where somebody else was, you know, impersonating Ariel, right? And trying to get them, you know, the Prince Eric, whatever, into the position that they wanted him to be, you know? So somebody could be kind of recognizing that they had been getting, you know, caught up in some type of setup scenario. Okay, so at this point they're wanting to go against expectations and move forward towards what they're, you know, really wanting to create and be abundant within. Okay, we also got Knocked Up, which I don't usually read that part of it, but somebody could be taking action and really making something new. But we got heart to heart right here. Okay, and this one is roller coaster. So yeah, somebody could be going through a lot of ups and downs, but they could be, you know, wanting to be blunt and honest with an intimate discussion, okay? And really kind of express their truth in a way that is, you know, bringing others together and having a greater consensus, okay? Somebody could have been really kind of frustrated and fed up, you know, in their life in different ways. Like, what's interesting is both these pictures are having, you know, this person with their hands on their head, but this one's like, you know, can't handle it, and this one's more, you know, enjoying all the, you know, chaos, I guess. So, it's like somebody could be recognizing that once they take action in a way to educate themselves further, they could be, you know, really kind of calming down and getting to a greater sense of ease, okay? Somebody could be focused more on, you know, what they could be creating and bringing into future generations instead of unhealthy and toxic dynamics that are taking away from them. You know, personally and into future generations, okay? So somebody could be really feeling that they're, you know, no longer wanting to play certain games. They could be wanting to be direct, and they could be selfless, taking themselves out of, you know, worldly expectations, and moving forward with a greater sense of harmony, balance, peace, and happiness, okay? Somebody could have been falsifying, you know, themselves, being inauthentic, and really kind of thinking selfishly. But at this point, they are wanting to, you know, pull back on that type of behavior and take more action with, you know, where it is that they're, how they're being guided, okay? They could be feeling that they will be able to overcome other people's negativity that's being thrown upon them, and, you know, elevate above, you know, negative intentions by others, okay? So somebody could be really moving forward into a much more successful position for themselves as they lead towards what their true desires are, okay? Let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna pull from a different deck, but I mixed them, so I forgot. I knew I was gonna forget too. What else? Okay. So we got Bonnie and Clyde and an epiphany. Okay, so somebody could be really you know, waking up, having certain truths that they can no longer deny, okay, sudden realizations, okay, when it comes to, you know, a dedicated partnership that they're wanting to, you know, embark upon, okay, somebody's recognizing the difference between, you know, emotional manipulation, mind games, trickery, or confusion, and, you know, something that is really uplifting them, creating a greater sense of wholeness and laughter and joy into their life, okay? So somebody could have been, you know, really surrounded by people who are trying to falsify, you know, the truth for them, but they could be really kind of recognizing what their true feelings are instead of, you know, this confusion that had been placed upon them, okay? Ay, ay, ay. So now somebody could be recognizing this much more openly and easily, okay, when it comes to other situations. They could be really feeling that, you know, those scenarios that they had been part of are something that are, you know, warning signs, or, you know, obviously like red flags in order to address in future moving situations, okay? Let's see. So where somebody had been, you know, not looking to settle, okay, they could be, you know, wanting to move forward and towards reconciliation with somebody who they feel is in their, you know, soul tribe, and could be, you know, truly connected within them, okay? They could be recognizing a divine feminine dynamic, or they could be really kind of opening themselves up to this Empress energy, and the abundance that could be formed and created as they are receiving what they know is meant for them. Oh, wow. Look at that. We got access right there and destiny. So somebody could be really moving forward in a way where they know that they're embarking upon their true destiny. They could have a greater sense of contentment, okay? Gratitude and happiness, instead of focusing on, you know, other people's manipulation and taking away from them in a way that is creating isolation, okay? So there could be this recognition that this is, you know, otherworldly type of dynamic that they're opening themselves up to, and they could be, you know, kind of embracing their spiritual gifts instead of staying stuck, bound with negative or unhealthy dynamics, okay? Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, somebody could be recognizing what had been trying to be taken from them, and at this point they're, you know, determined to move forward towards, you know, focusing on good fortune, and you know, seeing how things could really be shifting and changing in a beneficial way. Okay, somebody could be feeling that they are let me see. They could have been going through different struggles, but at this point they could be feeling more content with, you know, how they are building themselves up at this time. And they could be feeling that there is some type of, it says defense mechanism, okay? So somebody could be feeling that they're needing to really kind of move forward in a confident way where they can be open emotionally and intuitively, okay? They could be really wanting to move forward in a way that they know isn't going to be creating a larger separation from what it is that they're desiring of, okay? So somebody could be gaining a greater depth of knowledge for themselves to feel more comfortable and get to a more fearless state of mind, okay? They could be moving independently in a way that, you know, they could be recognizing other people's falsities that are trying to block them from their abundance, but they could also be recognizing that they are safe and secure within, you know, their own position, and also getting to a greater recognition of the truth behind other people's lies, regardless of whether they're close, how close they are to them or not, okay? So somebody could be feeling that there is some type of substance abuse that could be, you know, really kind of keeping others from having a, you know, true alliance with them, okay? And they could be recognizing the warning signs, okay? And they could be feeling that, you know, they're really wanting to move forward towards what their fantasies are, what they had been fantasizing about, you know, desiring of. And they could be, you know, really kind of shocked or surprised by the balance that's formed within, you know, possible oppositional yet complementary forces, okay? So somebody could be really wanting to adapt and shift into this and create a more intentional union instead of feeling that they're needing to embrace their doubt or insecurities and escape or avoid the situation, okay? So somebody could be really wanting to move more forward, more friendly, and take initiative with leading themselves in a way that they, you know, they're wanting to be a role model in a way that they can feel confident with you know, how it is that they're presenting themselves, excuse me, and what they will be receiving because of that. Okay, so somebody could be paying attention to their intuition and no longer, excuse me, no longer playing games as they move forward independently towards, you know, their true desires. Wow. That's cool. Let me see what this one's gotta say really quick. We got Temperance and Seven of Swords. Sure. Yeah, somebody could be recognizing manipulation within their environment and they're wanting to move forward, you know, with what they feel is truly important, you know, and heartfelt. Okay, moving forward towards a new beginning. Let me see. Yeah, they could be feeling like they're, you know, slowly but surely creating a greater sense of celebration within themselves, their relationship dynamics, and their environment. Okay? And they could be embarking upon a brand new beginning with the desired team and partnership dynamics. Okay? Let's just get a couple. So, there's two. So yeah, somebody can be moving quickly forward with their, you know, desired emotional expression, feeling confident with what it is that they have to say, and, you know, not really feeling like they'll be misunderstood or that they're being misled, okay? So somebody could be feeling that they're, you know, really confident with the potential that they have once they embark on a situation. Okay, we're gonna go this way. They all fell down. So yeah, we got the Four of Cups in reverse. Somebody's actively and intentionally moving towards what they're, you know, desiring to have created in their life. Okay, in their environment, we got the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So yeah, somebody could be really knowing, you know, who their, you know, stable and grounded partnership that they could be feeling secure within, you know, like who this is that they're leading themselves towards. They'd be feeling that they're moving forward towards, you know, true emotional fulfillment with their home and their family. They could be seeing that the conflict that they've been facing was based on toxicity and unhealthy dynamics or insecurity and lack. And they could be really ready to anticipate what could be coming in as they move forward in a passionate yet healed way and take action towards this more intentionally with this truth instead of holding themselves back. Okay. See, Two of Pentacles. Somebody's creating a balance, feeling content and confident within themselves, and they could be feeling secure within, you know, their emotional expression, feeling like they're getting to a much more joyful position and can close out pain and difficulty and those continuous cycles. You can be making plans towards really aligning the work that they've been doing with their own higher self, you know, sense of themselves and their higher awareness. Okay, so wow. That's cool. Let's see really quick. I said I wasn't going to do too many, but those all came out. Okay, so somebody knows what's important to them. Aww. Look at, just keeps going. Oh my gosh, just keeps going. So we got the Ace of Cups, the Empress, the High Priestess right here. Somebody could be really feeling that, you know, they could be truly fulfilled within, you know, this partnership. And they could be really wanting to take action in a carefree way, take a leap of faith towards, you know, loving relationship dynamic and making more loving choices for themselves. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh. And we got the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely a lot of passion that somebody could be feeling inspired by. And we got the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So it's like, you know, moving somebody out of this position where they've been maintaining themselves and, you know, what they feel purposeful within, no longer wanting to, you know, shy away from this, and they could be seeing that next wand that they feel would be, you know, the final addition to their collection type of thing, you know, knowing where it is that they can really dedicate themselves to. Okay. Oops. Yep. Okay. So yeah, somebody could be, you know, really wanting to create the momentum, initiate moving forward, and engage in a situation that they feel would be emotionally fulfilling and a wish come true. We got the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles, so, and the Emperor right there as well. So somebody could be really anticipating a truly positive and abundant outcome within initiating in this way. And look at that. We got the Chariot and the Emperor. They could be really feeling that, you know, as they assert themselves, utilize their own will, they're leading themselves into a much more successful and desired or purposeful position. They could be recognizing, you know, what they had perceived as the what had been holding them back based on the outlook of loss. But at this point, they could be, you know, really transformed in a lot of different ways, cutting out unnecessary dynamics and leading themselves in a way where they feel secure within a brand new beginning, okay, and protected and guided. Ooh, and really moving forward towards, you know, what it is that they're truly desiring of, and bringing the balance and justice into their life intentionally, okay? Somebody could be feeling secure within themselves and knowing that, you know, even if they're facing their fears, they're moving into a much more nurturing dynamic and a major shift in their life, okay? They could be blocking off manipulation and deception and really, you know, how cute, opening themselves up to, you know, following their heart and knowing that they're leading towards true fulfillment with the star right there. Wish is coming true. They could be maintaining their hope. And they could have had a lot of intrusive thoughts, but at this point they could be feeling like they're leading themselves towards a relationship dynamic where they can truly devote themselves to, that they can feel is divinely guided and led, and it could be making major shakeups and changes within the pain that they'd been going through, but help them to focus as well on, you know, what it is that they're wanting to build and form more intentionally. Oh, we got 333, instead of just focusing on the negativity, okay? So yeah, somebody could be wanting to release themselves from, you know, heartbreak, move forward towards, you know, fulfilling partnership and team dynamics, and move into a more celebratory mind frame, okay? But we got 333 right there, so cool. And we got the King of Cups and the Judgment card. So yeah, somebody could be feeling that as they, you know, take action with expressing themselves openly and truthfully, they could be really moving into the true alignment that is meant for them. All right. Well, hopefully this helped. Talk to you later. Sounds like a lot of progress. All right. Bye.